Showtime. 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 Showtime.
Welcome back to Check Out the Stat by your girl Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby. First and foremost, I want to say it is what it is. We'll be back this Monday. Everybody had some business things to do for Friday's episode, so don't worry, we'll be back in action. I know y'all miss us, but we will be back. But today, we got an episode of Check Out the Stat, and today, we're talking about my NFL predictions, Draymond Green's thoughts on OKC, and of course, we got to talk about this new quote that came out from Embiid. But before we get started, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Underdog. With Underdog, you can earn money by making picks on all of your favorite players. You can try the app in California, Texas, and New York, and the list goes on. If you want to play along, go download Underdog. Use code STAT, S-T-A-T, to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and get a free pick. Y'all be talking $1,000. That's not money to be played with. So make sure you sign up now and download the Underdog app. So before we get into our topics, let's do our Underdog picks of the day. On Sunday, the Bills are playing the Dolphins. Underdog has Tua at 248.5 passing yards. Guys, something about Tua playing against the Bills makes me nervous. Okay, I think we all can't forget what has happened to Tua, and I'm so glad that he is safe and healthy. And yes, we know that he is approved and off of concussion protocol and able to play again. We saw him play versus the Cardinals, which the Dolphins did lose, even though he did throw for 234 yards. I personally just don't think Tua should be playing. I know I can't tell a man what to do with their career, a man what to do with their life, because I know football is his first and foremost passion, but it makes me nervous. I just think that his health is a lot more important. I'd rather not see him on the field right now. I know he's eager to play. I know everybody wants to see him play, but I just think that he should just settle down, take a couple games off. I know that they just got approved, but it's like, I don't want to keep seeing this happen, and I don't want to see anything further happen to this man. But like I said, wishing him the best. I hope he has an amazing game. I just don't like to see it. So for my pick, I'm going to go lower. Then we got Tyreek Hill at half of a rushing and receiving touchdown. Do I think he'll get one touchdown? I think if somebody's going to get a touchdown, I'm hoping Tyreek Hill is the man to do it. But we know that the Bills is a very complete team, a good team. We know how Josh Allen plays. It's going to be a little bit hard for Tyreek Hill because they're going to make sure that they're watching that man. But if the Dolphins want any chance at winning, I think Tyreek Hill is going to have to get one. So for this, I'm going to go higher. Then we got Josh Allen at 1.5 passing touchdowns. Again, the Dolphins aren't on very many people's radars this season, given what has happened, a lot of injuries on their roster. Do I think Josh Allen can throw for 2 touchdowns? Absolutely. Will he? We'll see on Sunday. But I think you guys should take my picks and go higher for that. So make sure you guys download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So today, y'all know when I'm at this studio, I always got a special guest with me. So I have my friend Sydney here.
Hello.
And it's funny because y'all met one of the bridesmaids. She is indeed a second bridesmaid who has been posted on my socials.
If y'all are tapped in, you would know what I look like.
Y'all would know. I tag her all the time. Sydney Alexis. You guys can see her on Instagram. Follow her. Again, my friends are not hoes. I don't know why that's the narrative. They're not. But
thank you.
Yeah, that is that. So Sydney will give a couple commentary here and there throughout this episode. But we're going to get into our NFL predictions. We know that Halloween just passed this recent Thursday. Saw a lot of nice little Halloween fits, by your favorite players, specifically NFL players. But the one that I want to talk about is Mr. Bill Belichick. He's living his best life. He's living his best life with his 24-year-old girlfriend. Who posted the pictures of them on the beach. Basically, she was posted up on the beach as a mermaid. He was the fisherman fishing for his shotty. As y'all know, Bill Belichick is 72 years old. His girl is 24. And you know, the journalist in me, I was like, who is this girl? Her name is Jordan Hudson. I don't know how they met each other, but again, if they're happy, by all means, do your thing, Mr. Belichick. Live your best life. If that's how you feel, if that's how you feel and that's how you feeling, I'm not even going to say too much about it because y'all know people would say, which is a fair point, if the roles were reversed and it was a 72-year-old woman with a 24-year-old man, we'd be like, what the hell? But again, if Belichick is happy and she's happy, live your life. Sydney, real quick, what do you think about the concept?
As long as y'all love each other.
Is it love?
I really hope y'all love each other. I'm sure they do. So
yeah, I don't know if it's love. I just know they're happy. So, you know, that's that.
They looking real happy on that beach down there.
Real happy. She looking real happy. She laid out as a mermaid.
He got his catch.
He got his catch. So, hey, I don't know. It's beyond me. I'm going to let go and let God. They got it. Obviously, there's a lot of other Halloween costumes. I actually really liked Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld because y'all know how much the media praises Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, as they should. I think that they're a great couple. It's cute to see it. But why don't we see these two a little bit more? They were so cute. They did the whole circus theme. I saw them at Paris. I think that they need to be televised more. Josh Allen is living his best life as well, and so is she. And she's a big star. She was in Pitch Perfect. She did a lot of movies, and she sings. She's a catch. I mean, so is Taylor Swift. Period. And apparently so is Belichick's girl. if we're on that route. But yeah, okay. So let's get into NFL Week 9 predictions and my Thursday Night Football review. Ironically, of course, when the Jets win, this is the day that we don't have a show. But I will give the Jets their praise. If it makes you happy that you guys won against a banged up offense and a young CJ Stroud and a Texans who's not at their best, by all means, go cheer if that's the cheer that you want. But I truly, and I'm so sorry because I don't like to hate on y'all. I like to give respect where it's due. And don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers had a great game. He threw for 3 touchdowns and had 211 yards. We get it. They look good. I understand. The Jets are back. But this is not enough to show me that they're back. Okay? First half, it wasn't clicking, right? It was a very slow moving game. I don't know what happened to Aaron Rodgers in the second half. I don't know if the darkness retreat rituals came back and said, you know what, Mr. Rodgers, this is your team. Bring it back. He brought it back. Devontae Adams, okay, he got hurt on a play, was able to come back and make a touchdown. Garrett Wilson, I don't know what's happening with him. He had a coming to Jesus moment where he did his thing with that one-handed catch, okay? Shout out to Garrett Wilson. I already said this matchup here. I know they're on the same team, but I felt like when Devontae Adams got traded to the Jets, Garrett Wilson was going to have to prove a lot more of himself, okay? All the critics said Garrett Wilson's undersized. He's not going to be a good matchup compared to Devontae Adams, okay? Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams miss each other. But let's not forget, Garrett Wilson also has great chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. He was there as well, and he's earned his spot. So I'm going to give it up to Garrett Wilson. I'm going to give it up to Devontae Adams. This is what the Jets needed, that spark. We've seen it with the Browns, okay? When we saw the Browns offense injured, it's like, dang, we're in this deep hole. We're in the darkness. All those quotes of the Jets saying that they're in the darkness. We felt the darkness. So I'm happy that y'all found the light because it was time. It has been y'all's time. This is the best stage to do it, okay? NFL Week 9. We don't need to wait any more weeks for y'all to get out of the darkness. And I think this time they showed it. But again, on the Texans side, the Texans aren't where they need to be as of right now. This is not their best season yet. They've had a little hiccups there. Like I said, they didn't have Stephon Diggs, who's out for the rest of the season with the torn ACL, okay? CJ Stroud had a very mediocre game. He did not throw for much as yards as he usually does. I know. We've seen it. It wasn't his best game, and we get that. So shout out to the Jets because y'all are supposed to win this game. If y'all didn't win this game, it would have really been a problem. So that's my review on it. Am I saying that the win doesn't count? I can't say it doesn't count because we're looking at the stats, and we see that it counted. It's just not enough. So I will see what happens in their game next week. I'm happy that they're out of their darkness hole because it was time. But we need time to see some more. Okay, going to my predictions for Sunday. You got the Chargers versus the Browns. Okay, Jameis Winston is very likable right now, okay? man comes out, we're going to use the word darkness a lot, comes out of the Browns' darkness, okay? Deshaun Watson, not living his best life right now. We know that between the allocations, between his injuries, between all the losses that they've had, Jameis Winston was that spark for the Browns. I don't think anybody expected them to beat the Ravens, and they did exactly that, okay? Against Lamar Jackson and them, what you mean the Browns won? Jameis Winston did that, okay? He had a great game. He came out with his pregame speech. He came out quoting Eminem, and I think it was, we're going to say sensational, right? He needed to do that pregame speech again because against the Chargers, I don't think this is going to be an easy one, okay? The Chargers defense is real good. The Chargers defense is giving up less than 200 passing yards per game, and they haven't given up more than 250 yards passing in a single game this win. We always say defense wins championships, and I think that defense is going to win this game. This is why, for this game, I got the Chargers. Now we know the quote is, anything can happen on any given Sunday. I understand that. So the Browns do have a great opportunity. However, I think the Chargers got it in the bag. Next game we got is Cowboys versus Falcons. I'm not on the Cowboys hate train. I want to see y'all win. Y'all got good pieces. I don't think Dak Prescott is a bad quarterback. Is he my favorite? No. Is he the best? No. According to his salary, should he be? Yeah, he's the highest paid. But they have a lot of things that they need to work through. I think the Falcons have great momentum right now. Kirk Cousins has been on a roll. Okay, Atlanta has also got their hope back. Even players like Ray McLeod, he's been making great strides for that team. I think that the Falcons have this one. I think the Cowboys need this one. It's time. Next game, we got the Broncos versus the Ravens. This is where I'm going to give Broncos their respect. Sean Payton and Bo Nix are clicking, okay? The Broncos look good, and the Broncos defense is real good. So I've gained a lot of respect for this team. Bo Nix, as I said earlier, fits great in their system. It's clicking. But right now, I think the Ravens are mad. I think the Ravens are real mad, and they've got a little bit more momentum right now. So I have them winning this game. But I'm excited to see a little Bo Nix, Lamar Jackson matchup. Does Bo Nix have a chance? Again, maybe, because I think this NFL season has been so interesting because it's been so unpredictable. We've seen people win games that we didn't think were going to even win games, even with the Commanders versus, Commanders versus Bears game when Jaden Daniels threw that Hail Mary, right? I mean, the Commanders should have won, but Jaden Daniels did come off of a lot of injuries. He wasn't even really supposed to be playing, but he did it anyways. We've seen a lot of things happen, and I like it. It keeps the season interesting. But in this game, I got the Ravens. But we'll see. The Broncos may shock us. Next, I got the Lions versus Packers. This is a great matchup. Right now, the Lions are on a 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Packers are on 4. Shout out Jordan Love. But it's real hard to go against the Lions right now. I think Detroit wants to win it all. And I think they're coming back with vengeance. And I think that this is going to be a real close game. I think if the Packers win this, they might take it all the way. I know that's a bold take. But the way it's looking, this is kind of how it starts to look. But I do think that the Lions are going to win this game. Next one, we got Colts versus Vikings. Real disappointed in the Colts this season because I think that they have a lot more potential that's not being utilized to its utmost point. We do know that they finally made the decision to bench their starting franchise quarterback, Anthony Richardson, after he was asked to be taken out the game. And in a post-game presser, he said the wrong thing. He said he was tired. Which, as a starting quarterback, it's not the thing to say. And I think we all understand that. And I think that he has gained a lot of heat for that. And I know in reflection, when sitting on that bench while he's fully healthy and not tired, it's going to hit him. It's going to hit him hard and it's going to hit him bad. Which also goes to say his comeback better go crazy because opportunities only knock once. He had the best opportunity to be a starting quarterback for a team. There's only 32 teams. You had one of those spots, 1 out of 32. Now to be a backup quote unquote backup bench quarterback for a team that was your team, I think it was a news flash, because we learn more and more in sports. Everybody is replaceable, unless you're LeBron James. Everybody is definitely replaceable, and I think that this is going to be a big reflection period for him. And at the end of the day, Anthony is still very young. He's 22 years old. I think he was the youngest quarterback to start in the league. He has a lot to learn, okay? He was being his authentic self. He was being transparent. I don't think you should ever be fully transparent with the media because we know how things get swayed. We've even seen it in interviews. Kayla Nicole, great example. The interview Kayla Nicole had with Angel Reese. She was far too transparent with the media about a relationship with a high-profile celebrity, Travis Kelce. We learn more and more, and every day don't do that. The only person I think in the world who can be very transparent with the media is quite literally Cat Williams, because he had the interview of the year, the interview of the century, mind you. He said everything that he felt. But the difference between him and these other people is everything he felt and said ended up being true. And he faced no repercussions for it. Now, he dealt with a lot of things in the dark, which we learned after the fact. But the time being now, he said everything is off his conscience so he could say how he felt. These other people don't have that luxury. And it costed Anthony Richardson his job. Now, just because he made a dumb mistake on an interview doesn't mean to say he's a bad person. I mean, we see him helping the kids, doing things on holidays. You know, he wants to get back to his community. It doesn't make you a bad person. But you got to do better, okay? When you get on that podium, that's not the time.
He just needs a little media training.
A little media training. A little bit media training, you know?
Just give him a little bit.
Yeah,
please.
a little bit.
Please.
So one thing about media training, do they offer like
I have no
intensive
idea.
media training for?
If they don't, they should.
Yeah, they do in the NBA probably more
I
than
think
football.
so.
Because I don't really know how to explain how to learn media training. Like did you ever learn it in school?
Media training? No.
Yeah, I was
did
going to
not.
say, like, because we were in the communication school. We didn't specifically get taught, this is what you say to the media and this is what you don't. Like, it was very much like, you kind of figure it out. Because I even say I'm very well media trained.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a specific
Yeah.
teacher who said, hey, Treasure, this is what you do when you talk to the media. Like, I think it's a lot of common sense.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like that's a lot of common sense. Like, you just know what to say and when
what
to
to
say
don't.
it and
Right.
what not to say.
Right. And this is why I always emphasize, I will never let anybody pressure me into answering a question that I do not want to answer. We're not going to do that. You're not going to get me to say something I don't want to say. Because I already know how the media is going to turn things. And that's not saying don't be your authentic self. Because I'm my authentic self every day when I put on this damn camera. But I know what I'm going to say to y'all and what I'm not going to say to y'all. I know what y'all want to hear and what y'all don't want to hear. And y'all get more personality over time as I get more comfortable. Which now I am comfortable. But I'm not going to share everything with y'all because that's not everybody's business. Okay? The days that I don't want to work, y'all are never going to know that. Things happen. You can have a bad day. Ladies have periods. Things happen, okay? But y'all will never know. Gonna keep that same energy every single day. You know why? Because this is what I love to do, and I'm hungry. I'm 23, moved across the country, living my best life, doing my dream job, traveling the world with my friends. What am I gonna complain about? I'm never gonna be too tired to do this.
Sure.
You better believe that.
Literally.
So there's a way. There's a way. And that's not the way. So if you're listening to this, adults, kids, whoever, take my 2 cents. But yeah, going back to the Colts, I think they made the right decision to bench him. I think Joey Flacco gonna have a good little game, but I don't think it's gonna be good enough to win against the Vikings. No. Last matchup we're gonna talk about real quick is the Bucks versus the Chiefs. I really like the Bucks right now. Correction, I liked the Bucks. They got a lot of injuries right now. Shout out to them, but they got to figure that out, and it's not gonna be figured out against the Chiefs. It's not. Chiefs are on a generational run right now, and it's scary because this is going to be the generational run that we look at back in the future and be like, yeah, do you remember the 2023 Chiefs, 2024 Chiefs? Like, they was da-da-da-da. Because you don't see it until you look back in the past and start reviewing things, and it's like, dang. And we're already seeing it now, right? You're going to be like, yeah, I remember back in the day, Taylor Swift used to go. It's going to be crazy. So shout out to the Chiefs. It's real hard to go against them. And I think they got it. Okay, with all that being said, With all that being said, we're going to go to break. When we return, we will talk about Draymond Green's comments on OKC. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now we gotta talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder, OKC, the team that's on top right now in the West, because they're killing it. The youngest team in the West, in the league, but they're killing it. So Draymond Green had some comments to make about their famous post-game interviews. So if you guys have seen OKC's post-game interviews, a whole bunch of the guys go up when one of the guys is getting interview questions, and they literally just go up and start barking. They be like, root, 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 root. You know, they be lit. I'm not gonna lie. So Draymond said, the one thing I see about the OKC team that's alarming to me is their post-game. 7 guys in the interview. There's a certain seriousness it takes to win in this league. And there's a certain fear you have to instill in teams in order to win. I just don't know if they're instilling that fear in teams with all the bromance and stuff after the game. Honestly, I understand what Draymond is saying, but it sounds a little haterish. He had to say the bromance and stuff after the game. To me, and this is like the big generation gap. I know I'm Gen Z, okay? And like me, Cam and Mase joke about it all the time. Like, we just do things a little differently. It doesn't give bromance. It doesn't give, I mean, yeah, it's silly, but I think that when you're winning, you can do what you want. What Future said? You do what you want when you popping. You do what you want when you popping. They're popping. I'm sorry. And I know Draymond probably doesn't have any ill will, okay? Like, he got 4 rings. I don't think he's trying to be a hater. That's just kind of how it kind of comes across. It's kind of like when my mom says, like, the comparison of Draymond saying they need more seriousness is when my mom was like, why are you shaking your hips? Like, you're supposed to be like a businesswoman. Like, why are you shaking your hips on TikTok? Like, why are you doing that? Like, it's kind of like, like, and I love my mom. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, you know, it's like when older people start like making comments about things that the younger generation does. It's like, like, let me do my thing, especially if I'm like doing well. Like, if I'm making all A's in school, if I have a 4.0 GPA, like, if I want to go shake my hips on TikTok, I can shake my hips on TikTok. Same way if they want to woo in a post game, they can woo. That's just how I feel. Okay? And it's kind of funny because it's like that's what makes them so good. Like right now, as the time I'm filming this episode, they are 5-0. They're the youngest team in the league right now. Like, okay, like Chet, let me actually search these ages right now so you can kind of see. Okay. Granted, okay, Alex Caruso, he just got traded there. Cool, whatever. Okay, Lou Dort is 25. SGA is 26. Chet's 7'1" ass is 22 years old. Okay. J-Dub is 23. Jalen Williams is 22. These boys older than me. They right around my age. Like, and y'all really get on me about my age and things. Imagine them making millions. They play for the OKC Thunder. They're freaking undefeated at the beginning of the season. They're already favorites to come out of the West. They got fucking SGA, who's like, I don't even know how to explain what the hell he's going to be in the next couple of years because he's already up there. What? Like, I don't know another way to explain it. I'd be lit too. I would be so lit. Like, you already know in Oklahoma, them boys are top of the top. Like, there's tears of being at the top. They at the top. You play in the NBA. What do you mean? Like, bump the seriousness. They're winning. They got the best record. Like, I cannot say anything. You can't tell me shit. If I'm SGA, you can't tell me shit. If I want to root, I'm going to root.
They are young in their turn.
They're young in their turn. There's no other way to put it. So I understand that people don't get it, but like they saying they got that dog in them, and like I don't know another way to put it, y'all. I don't. I understand where Draymond is coming from though. When you lit, you lit. You just can't turn that off. It don't work. There's no switch.
You can't. And they're all close in age. They're probably all friends.
What?
Like, how old is Draymond?
Let me check. I think he's 33, 34.
Because, you know, you get to that age where, like, you a little bit older, you don't want to hang out with your coworkers every day.
I'm going to go home to your wife.
But it's like, they're 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Like,
what?
Do they got girlfriends? I don't know. Maybe.
They
Probably
got a couple.
Not. They probably got a couple. Like, they're young. They're turned in the NBA. Like, they have good team chemistry. They're winning.
Yeah. There's no other way to put it.
Like, hey. If you want to have a little fun in the post-game interview, cool.
Have a little fun. And I understand.
Just don't do it if you lose.
Yeah. Don't do it if you lose, for sure. And I understand he's saying people want to hear their answers, and I totally understand that point. That's what podcasts are for nowadays. Like, traditional journalism is a little... They can have a little special. They could be on Starty 5 next. Literally. They could do like they do when they follow the football teams. They can have an OKC follow the team if you really want to get to know certain technical stuff. But, like, not everybody into that whole JJ Redick mind the game, like, whole breakdown. Like, hey, like, we just want to see them win. And that's exactly what they're doing.
And it's like... Y'all know on social media, y'all love to see their team camaraderie.
Yeah, I like it.
People love seeing that stuff.
I like it. But I totally understand where Draymond's coming from, but they're not there right now. Like, they turn.
Give them 10 years.
Yeah, if even that. Okay. Then the next thing we got before we close is Joel Embiid. That man is fed up. The narrative right now is that he doesn't want to play because, as we know, he's been injured. We have not seen him play a lot of games. That's where this discussion of load management keeps coming up. So he quoted, not quoted, he said, "When I see people saying he doesn't want to play, I've done way too much for this city, putting myself at risk for people to be saying that. I do think it's bullshit." Okay, talk your shit, Embiid. "I've done way too much for this effing city to be treated like this. Done way too effing much. But like I said, I wish I was lucky as other ones. But that doesn't mean I'm not trying and not doing whatever it takes to be out there, which I'm going to be here pretty soon." Okay, I don't think the narrative is that Embiid isn't trying. His style isn't the sexiest, when he's out on the court. He falls a lot. He's a little big dude, same with Jokic. Like, when Jokic is moving, he looks like he's moving in slow motion to me. But then you look at the stats and it's crazy. Triple double, like this. I think we're just fed up with you. And it's like, I understand your frustration. You're putting your heart and soul, and you mad at the city because they ain't doing you right. But baby, news flash, any city you went to would have the same energy. If you weren't a Sixer, everybody would be mad because we want to see you play games. It says he was limited to 39 games last season because of his knee surgery. And I get it. Take care of your health. You and your body come first. At the end of the day, we are just spectators. But we want to see you play. You already skipped the entire preseason, okay? And then you play in Team USA, okay? When I look back, I think maybe you didn't need to play in Team USA, and I understand you wanted to do, you are putting your heart and soul on this. But same way Kawhi didn't play Team USA because of injuries, like, I don't think that was the right choice because there's just too many injuries. Like, okay, Embiid was the number 3 pick in the 2014 draft. You missed the first 2 full seasons because of injuries. So since his first season, he's played in 433 possible 805 regular season games. Guys, that's a lot. Like, you're a key piece to the Sixers. They're not winning without you, okay? Tyrese Maxey can only do but so much. He'd only do but so much. They are at the bottom. They're at the bottom right now. Their record is not good. It's because Embiid is out. And Paul George is hurt. What are they supposed to do? And that's not to say that we don't recognize your greatness. You are a great player, and your potential could be so much higher if you remained healthy. And I understand, take care of yourself. But goddamn, when are we going to see you play? You're definitely not going to play the full 82 games. We're going to see you play 65 of them, maybe 70. It's getting tired. We're tired. Not Anthony Richardson tired, but we're tired. We're tired, okay? Like, we just want to see you play. And I think that's fair. As fans, as an organization, there's so much money put into. We just want to see you play, and I get it. But you are allowed to be fed up, okay? You are heard. You are seen. You are allowed to be fed up. And that's why I totally understand why he feels that way. But it's not confusing as to why people are mad. Like, you don't get a pat on the back for playing a game. You're supposed to play a game. You're in the NBA. You are a paid player. Okay? You're a 7-time All-Star. You're the MVP in 2023. Like, you are supposed to be on the court. That's it. That's all. That's the tweet. That's the quote. So I'm hoping that Embiid feels better soon. And that is that. With that being said, that is it for today's episode. Y'all can hashtag check out the stat so we can continue the discussion next week. Definitely want to know you guys' thoughts on Embiid and you guys' NFL predictions for this coming Sunday. But thanks for hanging out with me and checking out the stats. I'll see y'all next week.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.